Welcome to Adobe Illustrator Dinosaur Illustration Part 3. In this session I'm going to show you how you can very quickly change your shapes into lines, like this example here, how you can add textures as well to your shapes. So in Part 1 we drew using the pen tool, creating shapes on top of each other to form your illustration. Then in Part 2 we added brush strokes, we also added blurs and we added gradients. I'm going to go back to my part 1 illustration, but if you wanted to use part 2 it's totally up to you. So I'm going to copy my dinosaur, Alt Command, and I'm going to select the whole dinosaur. I'm going to go to my fill and change it to none. And I'm going to go to the stroke and I'm going to change it to one of the swatch colours from the eyedropper tool that we made in part 2. So you can see immediately you've changed the illustration to a line drawing and it's consistent pressure, consistent weight. So it gives it a really nice hand-drawn quality. If you want to make the illustration go from pressure, kind of hesitant line to a more pressure, then we could change it from uniformed to one of these options here. Now you can see it's very delicate to darker, and if you wanted to you could change some of the shapes and fill them if you wanted to. Also what you could do is just change some of the lines to different strokes. They don't all have to be the same, so we could change here to a different type. So you can see as well there's watercolour brushes and things in here. They can be quite chunky, but if we just take down the point size. So you get some really nice effects changing the lines. So I'm going to go back to my original illustration. I'm going to copy it. So I've always got the original. And I'm going to change to a half-tone pattern. So I'm going to select one of the shapes, just going to select one of the shapes. I'm going to use Photoshop effects. So I'm going to go to Effect, Pixelate, Halftone. So the more pixels we have, the larger the circles will be. They won't be squares, they'll be circles, unlike Photoshop. So I'm going to change it to about 6. And these are different channel mixes, are different colour mixings. So it's just a bit of trial and error really, and then go OK. And then what you might want to do is put another half-tone pattern into the other part of your dinosaur. So again, pixelate, half-tone pattern. This time might do smaller, might go 4. And you can see there it's much more detailed than the one before. So it just gives you another variation, and it can work quite nicely. So what I'm going to just show you now in this illustration, going back to the original, is how you can also create other textures. So you can combine all of these and just showing you some options that you can try. So I'm going to select the main body shape, I'm going to go to Effect, and I'm going to go to Artistic and Rough Pastels. This gives quite a printmaking effect. And again it's kind of trial and error a little bit initially, just playing around with the scale of your the texture, the stroke direction, and just see initially. I would just try it and see what you think. So you can see there it's very much reminiscent of printmaking. Really nice with some of the dark effects that we've got here. I might just try that same effect just to one shape, so I'm going to go back, Artistic, Rough Pastels, and go OK. And I might do it to the head as well. Effect, Artistic, Rough Pastels. Again, you could make one less or more. It gives quite a nice 3D effect as well. And try that on top. Also what you could try, I might try it on this shape. I'm going to try a bit more of another textured, bit reminiscent of textured wallpaper. Go Effect, Texture, Texturizer. I'm just going to again change how textured and dense it is and go OK. On its own it looks very digitalised and not very pleasant. But if I just go back and copy the original block filled leg And I'm going to put the textured one on top, so I select it, arrange, bring to front. Just going to zoom in a bit more for you. And then if I do multiply, so go to my transparency, do multiply over the top, it's a bit more subtle. And also you can change the opacity. So always remember, you don't have to have everything dense. You can change the blending option, how the layers react with each other, the colours, and also the opacity here. So just kind of have fun playing around with these different effects. In effects here, also trying your blending options and also your opacity. In part 4, I'm just going to show you how you can start to put your illustration into a scene. So the background, different background colours and other elements that you might want to bring in.